Okay,
So the
so
feedback is here.
yes.
You can give feedback not just for today, but down below on every day, the whole workshop. I guess we should also save what we show now for, what's it? It would be good to send this video to people who have attended and they can see the outro even if they're not here right now. So we're going on the schedule to the concluding remarks here.
Yes, and it's also linked from the notes because there will be a lot of links that we are showing here as well now, so that you can just go and click them as well. And
Yes.
by the way, hello everyone. In case we haven't
Hi.
met yet, I'm Samantha. I work at CSC, and starting May, I will be the project manager for CodeRefinery. I've been here day 4 and day 1 already, and we'll now together with Richard go through our concluding remarks. There was a few things we promised already in the intro that we will tell you about. So let's see that we get to that. But as the very first thing, thank you very much to everyone. Thank you to all you participants for all your amazing questions. I've been following along a little bit on the side, and there have been really good questions, and I hope they have helped you also in the learning process. We had some team leaders and hosts this time with us. So if you joined in a team, also say thank you to your team leader and to our hosts for doing that. And we hope that maybe some of you who are now participating as a participant and are interested in helping us with this to join us next time, maybe as a team leader, maybe as a host, to learn with others. The same is for instructors. Thank you, all that you are here still, and thanks to also all the instructors of the rest of the week. So we had many different instructors, and hopefully that was also valuable to like all the participants, that we had many different voices, many different ways of teaching, so that it did not get boring. Then we had some people working in the behind the scenes answering the questions in the collaborative notes. We don't know necessarily who they all are. We know that Richard answered a lot of them, but then we also had some people from the participants or from the helpers answering questions, I believe. And then we have our local partners. Wait, they are already covered with the hosts that provided a classroom for week 1 to learn together. And yeah, you really make these workshops possible and enjoyable. So thank you, everyone. Richard mentioned already the feedback. So we are really, really happy to read all your feedback for today, as well as for the workshop as a whole. If you joined the whole workshop, and there was, for example, a lesson that you found completely useless, let us know. Like that's how we get to know. If there was a lesson that you really, really enjoyed, also let us know, because that then we will probably keep it if we get a lot of feedback in this way. And you can do that in the collaborative notes. You can do that via email to support@coderefinery.org, or you can also join our chat. And this last option is also a very good way to stay in contact with us if you like really enjoyed what we're doing and want to stay in contact with the instructors, stay in contact with other people that are enjoying talking and discussing about the topics that we have in this workshop. Then our chat is a really good way of doing that. And everyone can join. There is no like restrictions, requirements, or anything. Then you have seen a lot of different lesson materials written by many different people. And sometimes last minute updates can make things a little bit more confusing than they have to be. And sometimes also the way we write it is not necessarily how someone who sees it for the first time can understand it. So if you had any exercise or any materials that you were like, what are they talking about? This, I have no idea what to do now. Let us know. You have learned in the first week, hopefully, how to work with GitHub. All our lessons are on GitHub, so you can add an issue. You can even, if you are if you have a lot of time on your hands, you can send a pull request to update any of our lessons, and we'll be happy to review it and discuss there with you. And we are always like using all of these to develop the workshop materials further. So it's very much appreciated. And then in the future, I don't yet know when, but I would guess not any earlier than half a year from now, we will also send a well post workshop survey to everyone who visited this and other workshops in the past. It's about how you can how you could make use of what you learned in the workshop. So right now, there's probably some things that you really enjoyed learning, some things that you want to apply right away. But in half a year, maybe you have a better idea of, oh, this was really useful, and I'm using this, and that's exactly what we would like to know. And that helps us with like further funding and in general reporting about the project. So then we have, if you can scroll a little bit down, thank you. Please keep studying and ask for support. So you may have noticed that we have introduced you to a lot of different topics. And also in week 2, we didn't have time to do exercises as part of this workshop, but we would really recommend you, if you got interested in any of these topics, to go ahead, take another hour or so, sit down and do the exercises. Most of them have quite detailed solutions also attached to them, or step-by-step instructions on how to go about it. But if you get stuck with anything, we also have what we call a bring your own code session. This is also a session where you can bring your own question. So if you have any questions or anything that you would like to screen share with an instructor and ask about, like, is this correct, or is this the right way to go about it, then these bring your own code sessions are the best place to come. There we will have at least one, probably more instructors available. And to make it most useful for you and also for us to know how many people are interested in this, we have a very short registration survey for this. It's also linked from the workshop event page schedule. Just asking, I think even just your name, and if you want to, you can provide already some information about the things that you would like to discuss, just so that we could invite the correct instructors for that. And so far it has been really fun to go to these sessions and hear about like how you would then actually apply what you have learned in the workshops here. So it's also interesting for us. Yes, Richard, do you want to say something about the videos and where they are available?
Yeah, so far I've been able to get the videos out the same day, and probably will today. They're on a YouTube playlist, and well, they're use them for whatever you'd like. I guess the main reason we make them is for the people in the course to review what we said and the examples while you're trying to follow along, but maybe they're useful to other people.
Yeah, and share them with your friends.
Yeah.
If you want to, and the same with our lesson materials. So they are available where you found them so far. They will stay available before the next workshop in autumn. They might change slightly, but only to the better, we hope.
Yeah, there
we
was a
are also
question
working
about that on the notes, so
okay.
they stay
We are
there.
also working on putting them on Zenodo, and we might actually make that happen now during summer for this workshop's lesson. So there you will also then have a PDF version and a static thing on the things that you actually learn now in this workshop. But yeah, the lesson materials on our web pages will continue to live on there, and you can share them. You can reuse them if you want to teach some of your colleagues about the topics you learned here. Please reuse the materials. They are all under CC BY license, so you can do that. And you can even cite the lessons if you want to. So there is a citation CFF file in all of the lesson repositories. with all the information you need for citing them nowadays. And then if you go a bit further down, yes, so I mentioned already, you can please do the exercises if you're interested in the topics. And if you cannot come, for example, to the Bring Your Own Code session, there's also a lot of local support available for different places. Here we now have only from our partner organizations, from some of our partner organizations, the information about trainings, about sessions where you can come to ask for more help, like at Alto, the garage session, at CSC, the weekly user support session, and the training calendars. But likely your own organization also has something like this, or if not your own organization, then maybe your national high performance computing center or something like this might have help available for these kind of questions. So please make use of them. And if you really don't have anyone, you can always like reach out to us by coming to the chat or sending us an email, and we can try to help you figure these things out. Okay, if you go a bit further down, if you want a certificate for this workshop, if you want to get credit, ECTS credit for this workshop, then please go on the course webpage. There is on the top middle towards right a tab for certificates. There is the instructions on what you need to do and until when. Yeah, deadline is also here, 16th of April. Then you can get a certificate, but you need to do a little bit something for that,
So
and that's described there.
is that basically the learning diaries of each day and output of the exercises? Is it including the week 2 exercises? Or do
That
none
is
of
a
us
very
know
good
because
question.
someone else has
Yes,
written that? Okay, I guess
someone else is
see the
taking
page.
care of that.
I don't know, but I assume it's doing the exercises from the second week also.
Yep, I would assume so as well.
Yeah, you can read about it in detail actually now that I'm seeing it here. What you need to do there.
We open it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of text, so let's not read through that now. But yeah, it's a learning diary and then some exercises that you'll need to do. And Aldo has agreed to go through that and provide the certificates.
Yeah.
Our colleague Enrico, that you also know already from day 4, I believe. Okay.
Yes.
That was certificates. Then yes, CodeRefinery. So we are a project and we need your support. Please tell everyone about it as if you liked the workshop. And I already mentioned you can like come and help us for the workshops. You can also teach with us in the future if you want to. If you're interested in that, the best way also there is to come to our chat and let us know about your interest, and then we can figure out how we can do that in the future. We are now in May starting our fourth phase, so we will not cease to exist at least the next 3 years. But yeah, everyone who is interested in joining us is very welcome to do that. We have social media accounts on Mastodon, Blue Sky, and LinkedIn. All 3 of them have usually the same content. LinkedIn sometimes a bit longer something, but in general, everything the same. We try to post about workshops and other things that we are doing, because besides this workshop, we are also collaborating on other workshops, like, for example, Python for scientific computing. Last year, we did a nice course on tools and techniques for high performance computing. So there's a lot going on. And yes, the rest I already mentioned. You can get involved. There's also a newsletter that we send, I think, twice a year. The big newsletter that's usually about like the the big workshops coming up and other possibilities. And now I remember that I forgot to put here also, we also have an ambassador program. So if you are interested in what we're doing and would like to kind of get the latest news more often than half a year, then we have the ambassador program, which means like people who are interested in what we're doing, who want to reshare about our events and so on, but who don't necessarily themselves have the time to get more involved, to become an instructor or to host a breakout room or to host a classroom or to help us in any other way. But this like sharing the information wider and also providing us feedback is very, very valuable to us. And that's why we started this ambassador program. And you can find the link on how to join that also on this newsletter page. Is it though? Let's check. Oh, it's actually linking from there. Okay. So it's under join. And let's put then the link also on the notes. It's under join and for individuals. And there you can find further down CodeRefinery ambassadors. You can find the information about that. If you can put that link on the notes, that would be really great.
Okay.
One of the others who are still here.
Well, someone not sharing the screen right now.
Yes, exactly. Okay, but now to the maybe most interesting point of this outro. So if you got interested in this research software development, or then there's also an association nowadays called the Nordic Research Software Engineers, or short Nordic RSE. And Richard, do you want to say something about who is an RSE and what do we do there?
I mean, well, we often talk what is the meaning of a research software engineer, but basically it's someone that does research but cares about the software more than most people, and perhaps wants to be evaluated based on the quality of the code they write and not just the publications they get. And that's basically all of us here. So we've all studied different types of science things, and then we've liked being part of research, but we wanted something a bit more long-term, and have found good jobs supporting the software and data and computing side of things. And now we're here teaching you. So
yes, and you don't need like the title of research software engineer. It's still something fairly new, also in the Nordics. So there's a lot of people who have titles like postdoc or research assistant, or I don't know what else, but many other titles like exist for that. And the research software engineering community is open for everyone who is like interested in the topic, who is excited about it, learning about it, maybe wants to help make it a bit more of a thing also in the Nordics. So we have a community. Once in a while, we also arrange seminars and other events. We are hanging out in the same chat as CodeRefinery, so there is a really tight connection. And with our own channel called Nordic RSE. We have our own LinkedIn, Mastodon, and Blue Sky, same as CodeRefinery. We post on all of those whenever there is something happening, and something happening is actually quite soon. We have our second in-person conference on May 20th and 21st in Gothenburg in Sweden. And the general submission deadline is unfortunately already over, but we still accept posters, and you can still also join without your own contribution. So just to listen on what's going on in the Nordics with regard to research software engineering, meet some people, discuss your situation, hear where there are maybe open positions for research software engineers or research software engineering interested people, and so on, and just meet the community and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Anything else that we would like to say at this point?
I would want to just mention there is now a solution for the plot data testing in the collaborative document.
Awesome! Yay! Good.
It was a
So it's not an
couple of smaller
unsolvable
things.
problem.
No,
That's
it was just, yeah, small details.
great. Okay, but then I think
Okay.
we are 4 minutes before official closing time, but I guess that's just good.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much for joining, for listening, for being so active. Thanks to instructors. Well, we did this already, but thank you very much and see you again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye.